we are good to go. Hey everyone, and welcome to the penultimate place to get your video game news and reviews. I gotta fix that because that's not what this is. This is the
No.
place to get your TV and movie news and reviews. I am your host. Oh my god, I'm gonna start this all over. I'm sorry, right?
That's all good.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the penultimate place to get your TV and movie news and reviews. This is episode 71 of the Cross Media Show, and today's topic is, of course, our Fallout Season 1 review. We have a new podcast feed, so look out for the Penultimate Conquest on your favorite podcast service. So if you're listening to this on your favorite podcast service, please feel free to give us a good rating on that platform because it helps with the algorithms and helps us grow our audience. If you're watching this on YouTube, consider dropping a like and a sub, and please do not forget to hit that bell to get notifications for when we go live with all of our shows, like the Marvel Mondays Initiative, the Penultimate Game Show, and Animation. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ruben, the director of this channel, and of course, I have with me the man, the myth, the Dodgers fan, Ryan
I'm a dog.
Smith.
And yeah, happy to be here. Happy to talk Fallout.
Yeah, man, it's about time.
Non-video game setting, which is odd.
Yeah, and I'm going to say it here first. This is actually the first Fallout story that I've been able to finish from Bethesda. It's crazy.
Yeah, not stuck in a rock.
Yeah, I didn't get stuck in a rock. I didn't have any glitches. The TV didn't glitch out on me. It was pretty fun. Pretty fun. So, before we get into everything, let's get into some housekeeping. This week, I am going to be starting a fun little stream. I've been seeing everybody just play Pokemon ROM hacks, and you know what? I decided it was time. Right.
I respect
It
that.
was time. I'm gonna start my run, I guess, for Fire Red, Radical Red.
Oh, Radical Red is incredible.
Yeah,
I have Radical Red it's an impressive game.
I've heard good things, and I've been dabbling with it a little bit. Sorry, let me just fix the camera. But like I just started my first maybe in an hour, and I haven't even left Viridian Forest.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna start that all over again, and we're gonna do it on stream just to see how fun of a thing it is gonna be. So let's see what happens. So
At the second level of difficulty, make it a Nuzlocke.
No, I hate Nuzlocks. I hate Nuzlocke with a passion, especially with this. Like if it was just regular Fire Red, I would have done it. But with this being like all of the Pokemon ever made,
Yeah.
it's kind of difficult for me to.
What adds to a Nuzlocke?
Yeah, but also like I don't know where everybody is. Like what? I don't
That's
know.
very
I don't know.
It's a real hit or miss if you want to go in that grass.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it. We'll see what happens after I finish this first run. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't know when I'm gonna start that. It'll probably be maybe Wednesday night, or maybe Tuesday actually. But I'll figure it out and I'll post it on socials. We have to do a penultimate games episode this week, just to see what everybody's up to.
A lot of games. There's been a lot of games.
Yeah, I had sent a message in the group chat just to see where everybody was for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, just to see where we are all at, if we're close to being in the same area. So maybe we talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I'm assuming you've already beaten it.
I've beaten it.
Yeah, I figured as much. How many hours?
What was it? 105?
Jesus Christ.
95, somewhere in there.
Oh my god.
Most times spent side questing. The main story's on 50.
Right. I am on hour 40. I think it might be 49. Okay. So I probably have already hit 50. Yeah. And all those 50 hours, Ryan, believe it or not, on the Steam Deck.
On the Steam? You're playing it on the Steam Deck?
Just playing it on the Steam Deck.
How's it running on that?
It's
Does it
running.
look bad?
It doesn't look bad. There's some hit or misses with the Wi-Fi, but that's primarily like
Yeah.
the Steam Deck, and my Wi-Fi sucks ass. But other than that, it's pretty good. No complaints.
Really? That's impressive.
Yeah, yeah, loving this thing, man. Loving it.
Great little device. Big fan of the Steam Deck.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Um, so we'll figure out the penultimate games episode, and well, I'll also post that on social. See when we're doing that. Probably, I want to say Friday, but like everybody's busy on Fridays.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So,
Now, I have a question.
what's up?
We've been talking about games and all we've been playing. There's been also a lot of good TV that's come out. Have you been watching anything other than Fallout?
Ooh, that's a good question. I finished. It was a very sad final season of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
It was. It was a dark time.
It was a dark time.
It was
So
this the same ending as Seinfeld.
it was the same ending as Seinfeld. I was a little pissed off about that, but you know what? It ended better. So I'll take it. I'll take it.
It did end better than Seinfeld.
It
I'll
did.
give you that.
It did. And it's more about the journey, you know? Forget the ending. It's the journey that matters. Oh shit, Lynn just said he beat Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Fuck. All right. Am I close to the end? I'm sorry to get back to this. Am I close to the end? I'm in Cosmo Canyon.
Maybe 20 hours.
Okay. All right. I just got to Cosmo Canyon, I should say.
Yeah, I'd say a solid 20.
Okay. All right.
And eventually you'll reach a point where the game gets extremely linear, and you'll understand when you're in the end times.
Okay. Because I'm doing all the side quest stuff first, and then I'm gonna progress through the story for Cosmo Canyon. All right, cool. Other than Curb Your Enthusiasm, Invincible, finished Invincible. That was pretty good.
Great
It was a
Great
good ending for a mediocre season.
Fair.
That break in between was a real killer. Like I get why they needed it, but also like they didn't really need it, you know?
No, it was an odd break.
Yeah. Like they needed it in terms of like the mid-season finale kind of needed that break, but at the same time like don't do that, you know? Don't do that. And also, people are saying the only reason why they took the break was because Amazon wanted to launch the no more ad-free streaming or tiers for ad-free for streaming, which kind of sucks ass. I really hope that wasn't it. But
That's very Amazon.
yes, very Amazon. I watched Dune Part 2.
You watched Dune? Did you like Dune Part 2?
I fucking love Dune Part 2.
It was fucking incredible.
It was
Amazing film.
it was somehow much better than the first one.
Yes. If you notice, though, if you just take them together, you just get a good 6-hour movie.
Yeah,
like a perfect 6-hour movie is made. We smash them together.
And I get that you have to take the first movie to quote unquote the first movie to set up shit that needs to be set up. But at the same time, like fuck, the second movie was really good.
Oh, it's real good.
Real good. I think that's all I've been watching. What about you, buddy? What have you been?
I've been watching 2 shows.
Okay.
I've been watching Shogun, and God, Shogun is incredible. I highly recommend Shogun.
All right. I'm waiting for it to
Eight
just finish.
episodes. I think it finished this week.
Okay.
I think episode 8 came out this week. And no, it's limited run series, so no more after this kind of deal. Full story told.
Okay. It's FX.
Incredible.
So you know
Yeah, incredible acting, incredible story. Absolutely top tier. Reminds me of those good early seasons of Game of Thrones.
okay.
Like seasons 3 through 4.
Okay.
When Game of Thrones was real cooking.
That's what I like to hear.
Then I've also been watching, brand new to HBO Max, The Sympathizer.
I've had that on my list. I tried to watch the first episode and I couldn't get into it. Oh, hold on. Sorry. I exited out of my camera like an idiot.
Now this looks like it's banning Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Give it a second here. There you
Yeah.
go.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we
Yep. Okay.
Okay. How you liking
Uh,
it so far?
again, only one episode. I don't think another one drops tonight,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really good. Robert Downey Jr. is incredible in it.
Yeah.
He plays 4 different people.
Does he really?
Yeah, that's like one of the things of the show is Robert Downey Jr. plays 4 different people.
But isn't it like a serious show? Like a drama?
Yeah, it's a drama.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. All right.
It's a political drama about 1960s Vietnam spies.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's quite interesting. It's definitely a return to form for the HBO
Right.
premiere show.
Right.
Because it feels like what, since honestly Succession,
Yeah. It's been a while.
there hasn't been a premiere show like that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I've been watching that, and I saw one movie that I'm going to shout out, and that is Monkey Man
Okay. I've heard good
on
things.
Dave Patel. Directed by Dave Patel as well. Incredible action, super interesting backdrop with it being set in India. It's just John Wick in India.
Okay.
It's a John Wick film, basically. But the action is incredible, super cool, just the art style, everything about it's rad. Highly recommend once it comes to streaming. Not one near rush hour and see in theaters, but it 100% a stream watch.
Okay. All right. Now I tried to get into the John Wick movies, and it wasn't for me. I watched 1,
What?
2, and 3, and they just weren't for me. I fell asleep. Yeah, in 3.
That's insane to me.
I don't know.
movies are
It's just action for action's sake. Like that's another reason why like I won't watch the Fast and Furious movies because they're just movies for it's car movies for just car movies' sake, you know?
Yeah,
That
I
makes
get you.
sense. Yeah. I need
I get what you're saying.
I need some story, buddy. I need some story.
No, you don't need story. You just need things going to do things.
I sorry, I forgot to mention I've also been watching Peaky Blinders for the first time.
Oh my god, you're in for a treat. Now that's a good show right there.
I am on season 5 and
Okay, so you have 2 more?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And that's Killian Murphy, right?
It is. And
Yeah.
this season particularly, I just started season 5 and the first episode I was like, all right, let me just put on Oppenheimer real quick. Let me just get the top performance.
Let me just hear that Hans Zimmer score.
Yeah. No, not Hans Zimmer. Not Hans Zimmer.
Was it not Hans Zimmer who did
No.
Oppenheimer score?
No, it was
Really?
somebody else.
That is shocking.
Yes, very shocking. But yeah, it's a fucking great movie. If you haven't
I
seen it,
always get Peaky Blinders confused with Boardwalk Empire.
Boardwalk Empire is another movie I haven't seen. Another show I haven't seen. But
That's a classic HBO show.
Yeah,
That's a
I've
good
heard
one.
good things. I've heard good things.
That's a real good one.
That might be next on the list. All right. Any
All
other
right.
shows?
No. I
Nothing
think
else?
it's ready to dive in. Well, there's been one more show, but it's the topic of the show.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I could pull up some info for Fallout. Let's see if anything pops up. All right. So, first episode premiered on April 10th. Well, actually, they all premiered on April 10th, 2024. Obviously, based on Fallout by Bethesda Softworks. The show was created by Graham Wagner and Geneva Robertson Dworet. And I'm pretty sure Jonathan Nolan is around here somewhere. I'm pretty sure he did the first 3. He directed the first 3 episodes.
That makes sense.
Yes, it does. And he also executive produced it along with Lisa Joy and Todd Howard, of course. So, Ryan, 8 episodes. Most of them were about close to 45 minutes. What'd you think?
I want to. There's 2 things I have to say with this in the beginning before we go full spoilers here.
Okay.
First off, Just drop all your fucking 8 episodes of the TV shows. This is how you fucking do it. Make it a
No,
weekend.
man.
Make it a thing. It's great. I fucking love it.
You're crazy. No, I don't want this drop. Like I figured. Listen, did they with the rest of the Amazon TV shows, The Boys? I think they realized, especially The Boys, because like The Boys was definitely their
I mean, it's their biggest show.
yeah. So one would have assumed that they would have stuck with that same.
Well, wait. Old people like Jack Reacher. Let's not forget about that.
This is true. This is true. But I'm most of the Amazon TV shows are weekly, so I don't know why the fuck they dropped this as a.
I don't know either, but I thought it was genius.
I don't know, man. I feel like this should have just been week to week. Like, especially each episode was phenomenal. Like, I don't think there were any real duds.
Is there a dud? No, I don't think so. I think you're correct on that.
Yeah, you would have had the talk of 8 weeks. You would have been the talk of 8 weeks, the water cooler moments. You need the water cooler moments, Ryan. Otherwise, the show has a great start, obviously, and it'll just die down. But like, it would have been great if it was just 8 weeks of talk, you know?
I'm just saying, from my viewing watching experience, I love being able to just carve out a couple hours of my day, two days of a set weekend,
Mm-hmm.
4 episodes Sunday, 4 episodes Saturday kind of deal.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Absolutely love that.
I'm absolutely with you. I finished it. I want to say, yeah, it was last week. I finished it over the weekend last week.
Yeah, same.
And then Sunday I was like, fuck. I wish there was more. Like I really wanted more.
There is more. It's called the Great Fallout Games.
Oh, let's get into that real quick because I picked
Let's
up.
talk about our Fallout history for a second here with this.
Okay. Do
Going in.
Do you have the timeline?
Well, I'm talking here. Your history with Fallout. Like,
Oh,
have you
my
been playing
history.
Fallout 3? Are you a fan? Like, what's your thing with this? Because we're not new to Bethesda hate here.
No, I have played. No, not at all. I have played Fallout 3, Fallout 4, and New Vegas. I've not played 76, and I will never play 76.
I hear it's good now.
I heard that too, but also I don't want a multiplayer Fallout experience. It's not what I signed up for, you know.
I get you.
What about you? What's your history with?
Let me see. I've been playing Fallout since 3, and I think I stand by 3 is still the best game that mainline Bethesda Studios has ever made.
Yep.
And the best Fallout game wasn't even fucking made by Bethesda. It's Fallout New Vegas. That game is absolutely incredible.
That's fair. That's fair.
And then Fallout 4, I think, had a really, really interesting story that just was in a really crap world.
Yeah.
Like, the cities and stuff were cool in it. Like, it being in a baseball diamond was really cool. All that. But the game itself, I did not need to make settlements. That's nothing I ever wanted to do in a Fallout game. I'm the wanderer. I walk around. I don't have a home. Don't make me make like 8 homes across the city.
Correct. Correct.
But other than that, I think I've always been a super big fan of Fallout. I've always been into the lore, the factions, all that. So I was very ready to hate this show. Oh, I was ready to hate this show.
Oh man. Oh.
Because let's be honest here, other than The Last of Us and somehow the second Sonic movie, there is not a lot of love for video game adaptations.
Yes, I see what you're saying, but I feel like let's be honest, Sonic 2 was the one that changed the game, you know?
Did.
I honestly I believe that Craig what's this guy's name? Craig Mason? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guys that wrote and created the Last of Us TV show, I think they watched Sonic 2 and they're like, "Fuck, we got to do this right," you know? And they did. They fucking nailed it. However, The thing that is different about this, obviously, is because this is its own original story, and it doesn't have to follow the game story, obviously, because it's an original story. So, like, Fallout is the perfect universe for this show to be in, if that makes sense. Now, let me
Yeah, I
try that
get what
again.
you're saying. It's a perfect world to build a show in.
Exactly, because it's multiple. Like it could be, there's multiple vaults. As far as I can remember, there's more than 100 vaults. So
Yeah,
like,
there's over, I think, like 200 across America.
perfect. It's absolutely brilliant. You can fucking put throughout the timeline. I just looked up the timeline before, and from the first game to this show, it's like 200 years or something.
Yes.
And
This
that's
is now our latest in the timeline,
hmm
with 76 being the earliest.
yeah, which is insanity. Fucking 76. Um, but it's a perfect universe because you could literally make up any story for a vault dweller, or even like they did with the ghoul. Like they
Yeah.
just made him a character that survived fucking the nuclear
Mhm.
fallout. Funny.
I Before we dive into spoilers here, on the same vein of what you're saying here, I have a hot take.
What's the hot take?
This is a better video game show than The Last of Us. The Last
I'm
of Us is a better TV show. This encapsulates what a fucking video game is.
yeah, yeah. I
Like,
have
you
to
could
agree with
see
you.
the stats on people and shit, like when they would throw, and you're like, oh, they have all in strength, and they
Yep.
could just yeet people across it.
Yep.
It was so video, like stims work like stims in video games where you're
Yep.
just instantly healed and ready to go back in.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I love. It felt like a video game.
I think
And no other video game property has ever felt to me like a video game.
what we have to do is put like separate the I guess the types of video game adaptations where Fallout is more along the lines of, like you said, a video game, and The Last of Us is more realistic.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
but I
like
also think The Last of Us did everything in its ability to not be a video game
exactly.
by giving you bigger stories, by expanding on the world. Like episode 3, of course, is the big standout I think of when I think of The Last of Us.
Yep. Wholeheartedly agree.
Um, but with this, it fully embraced the idea this is a video game. This
Yes.
world works off video game rules,
Yep. And it's perfect.
and I love that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Absolutely perfect. I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. I do have one question for you. Who is your
Hmm.
favorite character in this show?
It's easily the Ghoul. The Ghoul is one of the coolest characters I've seen in a long time.
Okay.
Man's just a stoic, classic Hollywood badass.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he actually turns into a badass, which is pretty cool. Um, I think my favorite character, obviously, was I not obviously, but the character whose story I was interested in the most was I have to say Norm. Funny enough, her brother in the vault.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, the
because
weird little guy.
yes, because that was the mystery that I was interested in the most. Like I didn't really care about her, like her mission to find her dad, but it was still interesting nonetheless. But it was more interesting to find out what the fuck was happening with the vaults.
Oh, we should say now we are going into full spoilers.
Yes, we are going into full spoilers.
Full spoilers.
Let me pull up the full spoilers. Give me a sec. Where the hell is it? What the fuck? Hold on, I got it right here. Give me a sec. God damn it. You know, you try to do something nice for people, and this is the things you get, you know?
Watch too much Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
made you cynical and harsh to the world.
Yeah. It's unbelievable, honestly. If we're being honest, it's unbelievable, right? It's here somewhere. It's here somewhere. I guarantee you it's here somewhere. I just don't know where it is.
It's gone forever.
Oh, here it is. I got it. I got it. Spoilers ahead.
Spoilers ahead.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I I was kind of a little let down with the whole Vault 31 plot. Like obviously that's kind of what we had to go for, like they were stuck in ice, but it felt like a little too like, oh fuck, we just did that in Fallout 4. you know?
It was, but it also, I think, is interesting that these are the people who designed the vault.
Mhm.
Like they designed the entire idea of this is the main vault.
Yeah.
Like the some of the most important people to Vault Tech itself, which I'm interested to now wonder if they will wake up and
Redo.
Vault Tech will become an own faction, akin to the
Oh,
Enclave, akin to the
interesting.
Brotherhood,
Huh.
because that's what that's full of. It's just full of the entirety of Vault Tech.
Yeah, but it's like management. So it's like,
It is management, but it's also those people were the ones who decided when the world ended.
yeah, yeah. Fair enough.
I do like the guy who's just a brain. I thought that was really funny. Also, we need to give shout out. Holy fuck! Shout out to practical fucking effects.
Yeah.
Doing shit practically. Looked incredible. All the sets in this, they looked insane.
Yeah. There was one scene. I don't know if you remember this, but there was one scene where they were filming in New York, and I just happened to be there while they were filming that day,
Yeah.
and I saw it, and I was like, I was the Leonardo DiCaprio meme, where he was just like pointing at the
Come on.
screen. So, yeah, it was fantastic. Like it worked. It actually worked, and nothing felt like a Star Wars show in recent times, which was fantastic.
There's nothing more I can ask from television.
Exactly. Like nothing was, from what I can tell, nothing was set in, well, was filmed in the volume, which,
There was nothing filmed in the volume. The volume you can almost automatically tell.
yeah. And
Like before we knew what it was harder. But now since it's been used to death, oh, it's
mhm,
so easy. The
yeah,
volume has such it's the volume.
yep. Um, how do we want to start this? So I guess you want to go through each and every episode.
I say that, yeah. Let's hit through at least, yeah.
Okay. First episode in titled "The End." In 2077, actor Cooper Howard and his daughter Janie are caught in the middle of a nuclear war against Los Angeles. 219 years later, Vault 33 dweller Lucy McLean volunteers for an arranged marriage with a dweller from Vault 32. Also, the fucking cousin,
Oh
just
god,
in
it's
love
so
with her,
funny. Yeah.
was
Like I can't open
hilarious.
this door.
Yep, yep, it was really good. Uh, After the wedding, the Vault 32 visitors are revealed to be raiders led by Lee Moldaver. And I have a question about Moldaver, but let me finish this and then we'll talk about it. Lucy's father and overseer of Vault 33, Hank McLean, is forced to leave with them. In defiance of Vault regulations, Lucy decides to go to the surface by herself to search for her father. Meanwhile, Brotherhood of Steel aspirant Maximus is promoted to the rank of squire and joins Knight Titus in a hunt for a member of the Enclave. Elsewhere, several bounty hunters locate Howard, who have who has been transformed by radiation into a ghoul, and attempt to recruit him to find the same Enclave member. Instead, Howard kills them all and pursues the bounty alone.
It
So,
was very Red Dead Redemption 2, and we
mm-hmm,
knew we got a plan.
yeah, yeah. Um, Two things. I was surprised to see the amount of cameos in this show. Like we have, what the fuck is this guy's name? We have Michael Rappaport as Knight Titus, who pops up. Then we have Chris Parnell as the Cyclops in Vault 4. Then we have Fred Armisen as the DJ for the radio tower, which radio station, sorry, which is kind of the perfect person to have.
Oh, it's an incredible pick. It's really funny.
But also, I can't picture Fred Armisen just surviving the apocalypse or living in the apocalypse.
Well, he gets to live just nice and down in his real Radio Shack with all his booby traps that will kill anything that comes near him.
Also, Matt Berry, which
Matt Berry's in this, yeah.
fucking hilarious as Mr. Handy or Snip Snip.
Yeah. One of the robots.
Mm-hmm.
No, for me,
yeah,
at least along the lines of this first episode, the first thing I really love about it is it sets up what Vault life is so perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, they're still eating fucking Jello molds down here.
Yep.
And all that, and this their weird society of perfectness.
Mm-hmm.
And everything. I loved that. The other thing I loved about this first episode, it told you what kind of show this was going to be real quick with its gore.
Yes, it did. Yes,
it showed you the violence and spades, and it was Fallout violence.
Yep.
One of my favorite things, and like, at least as a fan of these game stuff, is I love when they are pulling Hank out of the ground, and he pops off on all of them. I do this for the love of the game. Fantastic line. And then all that. And one of the guys is using a junk thrower.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the weird guns that are put into this and the weird weapons of Fallout that you see throughout this. Because they could have just used anything, but no. Instead, this guy got hit with like 4 forks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just thought that was great.
Yeah, I think it was really good. Obviously, shout out to Todd Howard for naming this character after himself. You have to assume.
Oh, I was so mad. I want you to know I was watching a friend and I was like, fucking Todd.
Yeah, I was very
you
pissed off at the beginning.
Yeah.
But, you know,
he's the ghoul and that's his name now.
Yep. I also hated how it was halfway through the episode, hard cut to Brotherhood of Steel.
I hated it until I figured out what they were doing and how this show. The minute I figured out, okay, the show is done in a three parts that will one day convene.
Yep. And
okay, I can live with that.
Yes.
It did. The first episode felt a little clunky with it, but then once you got it a hold, and I think they did a very good job of either having somebody right on the tail of where the other person's gonna be, like coming up and seeing just the chainsawed head off.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. They're out in that. They're in Los Angeles now, but we know where to go.
Yep.
And the different ways of I thought all lined up perfectly.
Yes, I have to agree. It was really it worked in their favor, even though I hated it at the beginning. It
I
paid
agree.
off. It paid off.
Let's give a shout out here to Thaddeus. Shout out to Thaddeus. One of the funnier parts of this show.
Oh yeah, this guy was hilarious. I saw him because the last time I saw this guy, he was in Superstore, and I hated him on Superstore. Like, I just found him to be very annoying. And then he pops up in this, and I'm like, fuck, this fucking guy. But he was actually really good. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
it was the
really
good humor that we needed.
Yeah.
But not too much humor. Like, that's... this show rode the line perfectly, where it was more gory and more dramatic than it needed to be. Well, than it should have been. No, it needed to be more gory and dramatic than it I guess could have been. I don't know where I'm trying to go with that. It needed to be more dramatic than less funny, and it rode that line perfectly. Episode 2. In the Enclave facility, Dr. Siggy Wilzig develops a mysterious blue device before injecting it into his neck. He flees the facility with his experimental dog, CX-404. In the wasteland... Yes, dog meat. In the wasteland, Lucy encounters Wilzig, who urges her to return to Vault 33. Maximus and Titus begin their search and are attacked by a mutant bear. Titus is wounded, but his mistreatment of Maximus prompts the squire to let him bleed out before taking the knight's power armor for himself. Lucy reunites with Wilzig in Philly, where he attempts to arrange safe passage to Moldaver. Seeking the bounty, Howard attacks them but is distracted by Maximus, allowing Lucy to escape with Wilzig. A wounded CX-404, aka Dogmeat, is left behind, but Howard heals the dog and uses him to track Wilzig, which is kind of fucked up.
It's the dog's alliance to ever who's feeding him at the moment. I do love.
Yes.
And the other part of this I really liked in this episode. There's a few moments I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
First off is just her experiencing everything outside the vault for the first time and just not understanding that she may die out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That it's real bad.
Yep.
Secondly, I love how it felt like a morality choice that you would make in the game to save Knight Titus
Mm-hmm.
or take his armor.
Yep.
It felt very video game, you can pick either one kind of RPG. And the other part where this also felt very video game to me, the other part I want to shout out, is the gunfight in the city with the ghoul.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
he was using that.
Yep.
He would just lock on to people from the side
Mm-hmm.
and just start clipping them, and it would do the slow-mo zoom in on the bullet while it turned. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's the good stuff right there.
It was real good.
That's the good stuff.
I also want to shout out one thing. The scene where I think it was in the first episode, probably. The scene where we find out the reason why Maximus gets to be Titus's apprentice or spire is because the person who was supposed to take it had razors in her fucking boots, and everybody was like, oh, it was totally him. Like, he definitely did it.
He was pissed off about it. You see what he did to the toilet seat last
Yeah,
night?
it was definitely
He's
fucking
mad
him.
about it.
I could have sworn it was fucking him, and then we find out it wasn't. It was her. She
It
did
was
to
her. She's
herself.
like, I just didn't want to. Which I get after not being out there. You don't want to be out there. There's
Yeah, of
nothing
course
good
not.
to do out there.
Of course not. Of course not.
Bad place. Safe at base.
Yeah.
Follow the other power armor.
Yeah. Mortally wounded, Wilzig ingests cyanide as he believes he will slow Lucy down, instructing her to deliver his head to Moldaver in exchange for Hank. This was episode 2, The Target. Episode 3, The Head.
Right before we get to the head,
Uh-huh.
I want to talk about the target for a minute.
Okay. Go ahead.
Perfect weird little scientist.
Yeah.
Had to be a weird little scientist.
Yep.
And I love the we'll get you a new leg. I want to talk about the legs.
Oh,
first.
yeah.
Where just alrighty here. Fuck, put it on there.
Yep. Yep. We also have to, like, this thing needs to cut the rest of your leg off.
Yeah.
So that it can
like
fit.
we can't graft it like that. We are going to make a flat cut.
Yep.
It's gonna suck.
Yep. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to hurt for you. It's going to hurt like hell for you, but it's going to be fantastic to see. This is episode 3, The Head. Maximus assumes Titus's identity, and the Brotherhood sends a new squire, Thaddeus, believing Maximus dead.
Thaddeus.
Yeah. One of the greatest characters of all time. Lucy is attacked by a gulper, which swallows Wilzig's head. Also, the gulper fucking gross as fuck.
Until I started like, okay, it's an axolotl.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought.
Then I was like, oh wait, it's made of fingers.
Yeah, the little fingers.
And I was just like, oh, you're a horrible creature.
Yeah.
Now, I don't remember those being in the games.
Well, I guess we'll see it in Fallout 5 in the next 25 years when that comes out. Because you have to assume that it's Los Angeles. You know, we've primarily been on the East Coast for Fallout 3, and well, except for New Vegas.
Oh wait, No, we just don't play Fallout 76.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
That's what this was from. Because I first thought it was a centaur from New Vegas. Those horrible flesh monsters
Oh god.
that were fucking. They looked like oh, what is that game in space? Dead Space.
Yes.
They look like not xenomorph, neomorph, whatever they're called.
Yeah. Potato, you know.
Yeah.
Um.
And I think the Gulper's probably one of the few only big pieces of CGI in this show. That was one of the things I was impressed by as well. Where like, you're like the first thing I've really noticed that's hard CGI.
But it didn't look bad.
No, it didn't look bad. It looked too good.
Yeah.
The inside of it was awful.
Yeah. So like, I don't know what the fuck is happening with other TV shows. Like,
shout out to the scene of, I'm not torturing you. I'm using you as bait.
Yeah.
It may be torturous, but no, you're just bait. For this
I'm just trying to get this thing so it could give me the head, you know? Freezing. Howard arrives with CX-404 and uses Lucy as bait to lure out the Gulper, but the chems which maintain his health are destroyed in the attempt, which was a cool thing to. I guess I didn't really notice that. It's been a while since I played a Fallout game.
I believe this is new canon.
That would explain it. That would explain it. Huh. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like it.
I like it too. It makes the ghouls, it gives them a more interesting thing, especially the ones who have gone to be around a really long time, like the character ones. Like it would have been way like Hancock or something.
Yeah. Like it hits pretty hard where we meet that first ghoul that turns.
Yes.
Where he's just like, my name is, I forgot what the guy's name. My name is
Howard, not Howard. It's like my name is
Howard.
Or like Chuck, or it was a very simple name.
Yeah, it was a very simple name, but he keeps on reciting it so that he doesn't turn feral.
I think it was my name is James. And he just kept saying that or something. I think it was a 4-letter name, I think. But no, where and he's like, you've been out here what now? This long? And like, no one's been out here longer than you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we have the second ghoul in the store, which we'll get to, who says, my name is Martha, which, fucking shit, if only Superman was there, you know? If only Superman was there.
Real quick side tangent here.
Go ahead.
Fuck you, Zack Snyder. You see that score of his new movie? You see what Rebels?
I did not. What was the score?
It has a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. His lowest ever.
Jesus.
Second lowest to Rebel Moon Part 1.
Oh, man. And
I was like, Netflix gave you how much?
A lot of fucking money. A lot of fucking money. And then he's before, I think it was before the movie came out, he was like, yeah, I could see this going, like, doing 14 more of these, you know?
Yeah, he's like, this is my universe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, you made 300 in Watchmen. How the mighty fall.
It's insane. It's insane.
But no, I just wanted to talk about that real quick while we were here.
Yeah, might as well, you know? Might as well. Martha. Leaving CX-404 behind, Howard departs with Lucy as his prisoner. Maximus and Thaddeus track the head to the same location and defeat the Gulper, recovering the head and taking custody of CX-404. Back in Vault 33, Norm asks the council to execute several captured raiders for murder, but he is rebuffed. Honestly, the only person here making sense.
Yeah, I was like, this is the only plan, people, that works.
Yeah.
You're going to die otherwise.
Yeah. Just stop feeding them your rations and give them death.
They got cake.
Yeah.
Like, no, these people should be gone.
Yeah. Do we need to kill them off or send them back to Vault 32?
Just lock them in the other vault.
Yeah. Have Vault 31 deal with it, 219 years earlier, Howard becomes a celebrity spokesman for Vault-Tec at the encouragement of his wife, a top company executive. Also, I'm going to be real honest with you. After the first episode, completely forgot he had a kid.
Oh, you see, this whole time I've been like, who is it? So my first thought was it was Moldiver.
As his kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or his kid's kid.
Right.
Somehow. Because I'm like, I don't
He's
know how
gotta be
long
related.
he's around, but
Yeah.
it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And then I had to keep looking around. And now, I mean, we know at the end they're in that vault.
Mm-hmm.
They're frozen.
Yeah.
Which, that will be a gut-wrenching scene when he meets them for the first time.
Yes, it will be. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait for season 2. I hope it doesn't take 3 years. Episode 4, The Ghouls. In Vault 33, Norm becomes suspicious after an exchange with a captive raider. He and Chet explore Vault 32, discovering that its residents died 2 years prior as a consequence of infighting, and that someone used his mother, Rose's Pip-Boy, to let the raiders in. Which is like a great way to like feed the mystery, but also like not give too much away.
It's so good. It's such a, okay,
Yeah.
why does her mom Pip-Boy outside?
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. Howard disciplines Lucy to the point of cutting her finger off when she bites off one of his, which was the grossest thing I've seen in this show, I have to say. Her biting off his finger, but like she didn't mean to bite it off, which is fantastic. It just falls off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
The best is his putting it back on.
Yep.
Where he's just like, all right.
Yep.
Let me get that back on. They're not as easy for you.
Yeah. And takes her to an abandoned supermarket where he trades her to a gang of organ harvesters for replacement chems, but collapses before he can use them. Yeah, this is where we see my name is Martha, like the ghoul that turns feral. Fantastic.
I'd like to talk about Mr. Snip Snip
Go ahead.
and just how incredible he looked.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, that robot looked impressive.
Yeah.
I thought that he was just it was just perfect because those are my favorite things in all of Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
I love the British robot butler.
Yeah.
That is either your friend or going to just light a flamethrower at you.
You never know.
I thought it was done perfectly because I was like, this is such Fallout, just weird. They're keeping ghouls in a fridge, and if you walked up to and pressed E to open, it would just run out at you.
Yeah, absolutely. But like the fact that they were just sitting on a couch in the middle of this supermarket, it just baffles me.
They have the robot.
They do, but at the same time, like they had guns, but they were just sitting down and watching TV and making sure that none of the ghouls got out. It was just, they also look like very heavy stoners.
Yeah, they did. Which I think, if I remember correctly, the ghoul walked up and started using their drugs.
Yeah, the chems. Yeah.
No, he also licked the cocaine off a plate.
This is also true. Yeah. You're not wrong.
So they were out of it.
Yeah. About to be cut open, Lucy fights back and frees the captive ghouls held by the harvesters. The few feral ghouls attack them, and Lucy is forced to kill for the first time. She leaves, but not before giving Howard some chems. Which, like, at this point in the story, you've gone through some shit as Lucy.
Yeah. And Howard's been a dick to you.
Yes, you would think more code out the window.
Oh, I would have shot him walking out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm Lucy right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I can take out his health bar of VATS.
Yeah. I would have given him the chems and then like shot him with a sniper rifle like a block and a half
No,
away.
that's when he put 8 grenades in his pocket.
There you go. That also works. Episode 5 is called The Past. Maximus confesses his true identity to Thaddeus, who is disgusted.
Not cool.
Not cool at all.
It's like, you just branded me.
Yep. Yeah, after he just branded him, which is an insane thing. Like, oh, this is a good bonding moment. By the way, like, I'm actually not Titus. I'm Maximus. Like, it just was hilarious. But in a not funny way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
Thaddeus disables his power armor and leaves with Wilzig's head. Try saying that 3 times fast. And CX-404. Lucy finds Maximus and they agree to work together to retrieve the head, which also pretty badass of her just taking out the fucking red roaches.
Also, we have to remember Thaddeus, foot destroyed.
Yeah, because he got stepped on.
He got stepped on for the power armor, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so his foot's gone.
Yep.
So this man's hobbling through the wastelands.
With a dog and a head.
Yeah.
The pair stumble upon ruins of Shady Sands, a once thriving post-war city, and Maximus's former home. In their pursuit, Maximus is injured by a fiend, and while searching for medical supplies in an abandoned vault-tech building, the two accidentally fall into Vault 4. 2 things. I love how Lucy is like just sticking to her moral code. Hey, you guys pass as long as you guys have your hand up. Well, I'll just pass by and it's fine. Nobody's gonna have any problems.
Before that, Maximus got a tooth in him.
Yep. It's gross, but hey, it is what it is. What was I gonna say before that? It confused me with Shady Sands being blown up. Because I was trying to figure out like when that it happened, because I wasn't sure if it was like one of the first nukes that blew up in the beginning.
Yes, I get what you mean.
Yeah, but they kind of
because of the age of him, and once that was said, I was able to lock in.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, he's been out here for his whole life.
Yeah.
That means that was like a major city.
Yep. Crazy. Back in Vault 33, Council President Betty Johnson is elected as overseer. Norm hacks Vault 32's central computer and finds that Vault 31 has provided the overseers, including his father, for 32 and 33 since the day the bombs fell. Betty orders the Vault 32 to be repopulated by 33 once clean of the deceased dwellers. Which, kind of weird. Who the fuck cleaned it?
My Vault 32's people. I mean 33's. Like, I'm guessing like they just had a team go in there.
Oh, because I assumed that it was 31. But like, I don't know.
What? Just get on out, people. So you gotta wake up. Time to clean.
Yeah, I mean, they could have just gone back to go to sleep.
Yeah,
they could have had the janitorial
that's a
services.
possibility. No, I think it was people from Vault 30 because I think they were selling the idea of we're going to move here.
Yeah, and it was brand like everything was repainted, which is funny.
Yeah, so I think that was the point of it. So like, oh, it's a new home for us.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 6, The Trap, which was probably the weirdest episode for me.
It felt like a Fallout. It did feel though like when you end up in a vault in a game.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, what's the weird thing going on in here?
Yep.
There's always a weird thing. You controlled by robots? What is it?
Lucy and Maximus are greeted by Birdie, a Shady Sands survivor, and Ben, the Vault 4 overseer. They explain that Vault 4 has opened itself to the surface, taking in many refugees from Shady Sands and the surrounding area. While Maximus slowly acclimates to the vault, Lucy is horrified over the refugees' eccentric rituals and worship of Moldaver as the Flame Mother.
Good scene.
Yeah, weird scene. And also Lucy finding out what like the scientific experiments that was Vault
Oh my
Force.
god.
Fucking
Giving birth to piranhas.
yeah. Oh my
I was like,
god.
holy shit.
And then we just see Maximus eating fucking um caviar, and I was
Yeah.
just
I was
like,
like,
oh
oh god.
god, it's fucking gross.
Yeah. I was like,
Real
oh, this has
gross.
gone wrong.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
thing that I was thought that we were going to see in this episode that we didn't see in this whole show yet. So I'm waiting for it. I thought this is where we were going to see a super mutant. I thought
We
in one
s-
of these
we
was going to
s-
be a mutant.
we saw like the hand of one. I think it was like the second episode.
Yes, you see the hand of one, but you
Yeah.
do not see a full blown. And those are
Yeah.
my favorite part of the Fallout games.
Yeah. I think we're gonna when they wanted to see if it was gonna be a hit or not, because otherwise
Yeah.
why put them
Why pay all you're going to put into that? Fucking.
yeah, the show bombs, you know?
Yeah. But
Um
that's just where I thought we would see one with all the experiments, because that's what they were experimenting to make was things that can survive outside.
yep. Which kind of makes sense. It should have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking, it's the apocalypse. Things are happening.
Howard wakes up to find an armed posse that has arrested him for his past crimes. He stalls for time to regain strength and then easily overpowers and kills them. Convinced that Vault 4 is hiding something, Lucy ventures to the forbidden level 12. She uncovers human experiments before getting caught, but is explained to her that Vault 4 citizens fought back against these scientists and now live in peace. Which is kind of cool, you know?
Greek people are doing okay down there.
Yeah, yeah. Pre-war, Howard becomes conflicted over the secrecy of Barb's association with Vault-Tec. He is invited to a covert meeting to discuss the conspiracy behind Vault-Tec, hosted by a younger Moldaver. So, two things I wanted to bring up with this. The conversation he has with his wife's boss about, like, the whole, what's the one thing that, I forgot the fucking line. What's the one thing that humans are against or whatever? And the line that he drops is time. And I was just like, oh fuck, that was a really good fucking, like, really good fucking line. I liked
And
it.
then they took time out of it.
Yeah, yeah, pretty fucking cool. And also, how the fuck is Moldaver still around?
I mean, my assumption is she worked for them and then got out at some point from that ice vault.
Yeah, but you know, in that when she's hosting that meeting,
Yes.
she says that they bought her company, the company that she worked for.
Yeah.
So how did she manage to climb the ranks of?
I'm guessing she was the leader of that other company, so she probably just got a high managerial position.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. Because that was what Trump would stump me the most. Is like they didn't explain like how she's still alive.
Yeah. No, I think she's from the other vault
Okay, 31.
and then just got out at some point.
You
Um,
assumed like she got out when her dad.
I'm guessing
Lucy's
when
dad.
her. Yeah, I'm guessing they're about the same age, so yeah.
Okay.
They were probably gotten out at the same time, and then she and the mom, I'm guessing, left.
Oh, interesting. So I'm assuming the way I see it is she got out at the same time that Lucy's dad got out
Mhm.
of ice storage, or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck we're calling it, cryo storage. And her mom, Lucy's mom, found out that they were pre-war,
Yeah.
or her dad, or 31 was pre-war, and
Mhm.
she left. Moldaver has been setting up Shady Sands.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We're on the same page. Okay.
Also, while we're still here on this,
Mhm.
we have the canonization of the new California Republic in this
Yep.
episode. He made it canon, thank God.
Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting.
I was a big fan of that. I like
Yeah.
that Shady Sands was a part of the new California Republic.
Yeah. I also kind of didn't realize it was California that this
Also,
shows.
in the
It's,
scene, is this the scene where they're all taught where he's spying, or is that in the next episode?
that's in the next episode where
All right, I'll
he's,
talk about that in the next episode.
where he's spying on his wife
Yes,
and the wife is in the meeting.
yes, I'll talk about what I'm about to say.
Okay.
In the
I
next
think
one.
that's the last episode.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's the last episode. Episode 7, The Radio. Residents of Vault 4 gather as Lucy is prepped for expulsion from the vault. And I loved that whole we hereby sentence you to death by leaving the vault.
I went up.
Yeah. And then he just cuts the fucking rope with that big ass sword. Maximus leaves with her after a brief conflict with the vault residents. Also pretty funny, that whole
Yeah.
sequence.
He's like, I will fuck you up.
Thaddeus abandons CX-404, which fucking broke my heart, and makes contact with the Brotherhood. He just puts them in a Red Rocket, the fucking Red Rocket gasoline station. Was pretty cool. Lucy and Maximus eventually catch up with Thaddeus after learning that he has turned into a ghoul. Oh, that was the greatest fucking part, where he didn't realize, oh, my fucking leg just magically fixed itself.
Oh, we need to talk about the weird potion man.
Yeah, that fucks
Who's
chickens.
been around the whole show. Yeah. Like, that guy was fucking my chickens.
Yep.
But he's just out there giving people this terrible radiation poisoning. Thaddeus like, damn, I've been ghouled.
Yep. For which the Brotherhood would put him to death, which it was just great how he found out, like the fucking arrow to his neck. And he
Yeah, I
just
was like,
pulls it
"Oh,
out.
no,
How
they
am I
killed
not
him."
dead yet?
I think you healed up, bro.
Thaddeus relinquishes the head. Lucy continues her journey alone with Maximus, while Maximus stays behind to distract the Brotherhood. Norm secretly enters Vault 31. Meanwhile, Howard, having determined Moldaver's location, reunites with CX-404. In 2077, a younger Moldaver, then named Miss Williams, revealed that the war-profiting conglomerate behind Vault-Tec shelved her cold fusion research despite its potential to provide unlimited energy and prevent impending war. So, she definitely did work at Vault-Tec because they shelved her research.
Yeah.
She persuades Howard that he cannot trust his wife and should record all her conversations with the company board. Pretty good episode.
Good episode. Interesting stuff in the vault.
Very interesting.
The
very
radio
interesting.
guys are great.
Yep.
It's like,
And
they don't like your music? Oh, that sucks.
which was horrible fucking music.
Oh, yeah, but that's why he sets the booby
Yeah,
trap, so you gotta turn it
yeah.
off. He'll kill you.
Yep. Episode 8 was called The Beginning, the season finale. Lucy and Norm independently learned the truth about the war, while Howard also reminisces about that truth. Pre-war, Howard eavesdrops on Barb and her colleague Bud Askins, learning that they are explicitly managing Vault-Tec's plans to start a nuclear war, to delete its competitors, which is fucking crazy, ensuring peace by monopoly over the Vault humans. Howard also meets Vault-Tec's Betty Pearson and Hank McClane. Who is Betty Pearson? Oh,
Eddie is the overseer currently.
yes. You're absolutely right. I forgot that he met Betty. I don't remember him meeting Betty.
She was just a secretary for Hank.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Betty Pearson and Hank McClane. Norm discovers Vault 31 contains the cryogenically stored junior executives of Vault tech, overseen by the cyborg brain on wheels of Bud, who traps Norm in Vault 31. Lucy turns the head over to Moldaver, who reveals when Hank is from, which is a fucking crazy reveal, that
Yeah.
Rose left the vault with infants Lucy and Norm, that Hank found her and took the kids back, and that Hank nuclear bombed Shady Sands, turning
Yep.
Rose into a feral ghoul. Fucking nuts. Fucking nuts. Maximus is forgiven by the Brotherhood, joining the upcoming battle against Moldaver's forces. Lucy,
Honestly, given a promotion by the Brotherhood.
yeah, because the guy in charge was like, "Hey man, the Brotherhood of Steel is not what it used to be. Let's make a new
Like,
Brotherhood." You'll be,
like we lost a lot of men over in Massachusetts recently,
yeah, yeah,
and we can take power over here.
yeah. Let's I'll be the head and you be the sword,
You be
essentially.
my sword.
Yeah. Lucy convinces Hank to give Moldaver the code, activating her fusion reactor. Maximus makes his way to Lucy and frees her father. Hank is driven off by Howard after Lucy disowns him for his actions, which, to be kind of fair, he deserved it. Howard, believing his family might still be alive, offers to guide Lucy east to find him. She takes him up on his offer. Maximus witnesses Moldaver activating the fusion reactor, powering the city just before she dies from her wounds. The victorious Brotherhood forces assume that Maximus is responsible for Moldaver's death and acclaim him as Knight Maximus, which this guy just gets shit handed to him on a silver fucking platter.
He's good at walking into stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now, what I want to talk about here is the meeting that they were listening in on,
Yeah.
which another big player in the Fallout universe can be seen there, and that is Mr. House, owner and designer of New Vegas.
Oh, I didn't play that much of New Vegas.
Oh, that's
So
the best one.
yeah, I'm
It
gonna
is.
have to play it before season 2 pops up.
Oh yeah, because where was Hank off to?
New Vegas.
Yeah, New
Yeah.
Vegas.
Funny enough, funny enough.
I was like, oh, that was my biggest pop of the whole show. I was like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
we're getting Vegas next season.
Which weird
Hell yeah.
call for Bethesda.
It is, but they needed a way to canonize it,
Yeah, yeah.
and this works.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny.
And it's also the one that like has some of the strongest fans. People love New Vegas.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And that's it. That's the recap for all 8 episodes. I personally am excited for season 2, especially after they got California gave Amazon $25 million to fucking film this show in California. So I don't
That's
see.
based.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a shit ton. God damn.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So yeah, what's the rating that we're giving the show? Now, of course, for people who don't know, and in case you forgot, Ryan, we have a 10-point scale. 1 being horrible, 2 being worse, 3 being awful, 4 being bad, 5 being mediocre, 6 being good, 7 better, 8 great, 9 amazing, and 10 it is incredible.
This is a 9 out of 10 show.
Wow, amazing. Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. It was close to being a 10.
That was close.
I just feel like I feel like if it was weekly, it would have been a 10. You know?
Would have been my 8.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
But no, I think it's all it was missing was I didn't think the ending was super satisfying.
Yeah, it was kind of weird how he just leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird and kind of funny to see him fly away.
Yeah, like one would assume that your daughter came all this way to fucking come get you, and he's just like, all right, well, she's not coming with me. Great, I'll just leave.
He's like, oh, I love Vegas.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
He's like, I guess I'll spend time at the slots.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I think it would have been good to get an answer for the ghoul, like where's his family? Because again, like I had said before, I completely forgot that he had a kid, and I didn't expect him to go looking for his kid. So like that was
That was his whole goal this entire time while watching that. I figured his family wasn't around, but
Yeah.
he made it.
yeah.
And then the minute his family, we figured out they were vault people,
Mm-hmm.
like he did vault tech, I'm like, oh, they're in a vault somewhere.
Yeah.
And now I thought maybe it'd been generations later and they have left the vault or something like that happened, but I think they are frozen somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure they're frozen in the vault. Um, you know, it'd be
Shout out
really
to the
funny.
brain on wheels too from this episode. He was really funny.
Yeah, you know, it'd be really funny.
Buds.
You know,
What?
it'd be, if instead of putting him in the cryogenic storage, they put the dog. Because her whole thing was like, yeah, we can't have dogs. You
Yeah,
can't
no
have
dog.
dogs in
The
the
dog
vault.
got to come.
Yeah, no. Of
The
course not.
dog's in cryo. He's doing great.
The dog is the one that actually fucking listened. You know.
Yeah. Dog meat just followed people.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
Loyal.
Any final thoughts before we close out the show?
Just really impressive show altogether. The practical effects are really what stand out to me as some of the most cool parts of this show.
Mm-hmm.
And I also just want to say again, making a video game show feel like a video game. Look at it; it actually worked. I think they kept a lot of the video game weirdness, and I think it really helped this show have a lot of really fun charm and character.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, I can't wait to see season 2. Let's go to New Vegas.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Although they're
Yeah.
going east, which is kind of weird.
East of California, they're going to San Francisco.
You think so? Well, yeah, that kind of makes sense. I don't know.
I think we're going to see the Golden Gate Bridge in that first episode.
Wow, you think so? I
Yeah.
wouldn't put it past them. So yeah, probably you're right. But for me, it was just weird how, yeah, he went to New Vegas and they said, "All right, we're heading east." Like it didn't really add up to me. But hey, that's neither here nor there. I don't get paid the big bucks, you know. I just get paid the small bucks.
My wild theory is that if any of the canonical endings of New Vegas are actually what happens, no one is running that city currently. So I think Hank's gonna go there and try and run New Vegas,
Well, he is middle management.
and he's gonna take up power somewhere, and that's how we'll see him again. Is just as an outlaw, fucking just governor, the
Yeah.
dictator of the wasteland.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him. So we'll see what happens in season 2. But that's so far away from now, you know. So we'll see
Oh
what
yeah,
actually
7
happens.
years probably,
Yeah,
12 years.
12 years for the new Fallout 5, and then maybe
Yeah.
25 years for Fallout 7. Fallout season 2. Any final thoughts, Ryan?
I just a strong recommendation, really.
Yeah, real
That's where I'm at with
strong,
this.
strong. Very excited for what happens next, and I'm glad that Bethesda is finally, like I said, it's the first Bethesda show that actually was good. You know,
Better than playing Starfield.
absolutely. Well, for a guy that likes Starfield, yes. Yes, I will say that. Yes. With that being said, I guess it's time to go. Ryan, you want to do some plugs before we leave?
Yeah, we can do some plugs.
What you got for me?
You can find me over on Twitter at RyanTheLion3055 for whatever and wherever I am on this wild world of the internet.
You also were on a podcast recently, weren't you?
I believe I did Disney Plus Us recently,
Okay. All right.
talking about Next Goal Wins, Takiti Wati's new film.
Okay. All right. I forgot he came out with a new film. Is it any good?
Yeah, it's a fun film.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll check that out. You can find me here. Sorry, I had to burp. You can find me here this week playing through Radical Red. Let's see how that goes. God help me. God help me.
Let's see if this man actually knows type matchups.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. With that being said, thank you for joining me, Ryan. Really appreciate it. You talking about fucking Fallout with me for an hour and 15 minutes. Really appreciate it. We will see you next time here on the Penultimate Conquest. Till then, have a good one.